Can y'all hear that when that does that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's new. That didn't used to do that. All right.
Oh.
Hey guys, welcome back. It's your girl Nay. And this is our show, Influencer Talk. So I'm gonna go ahead and tell you our topic. So, can you have it all? That's the topic. Can you that's listening, have it all? Okay, so we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna let the girls introduce themselves. First, we're gonna start with Nancy. We're gonna switch it up this time.
Hey guys, it's your girl Nancy from Fireside ATL, best Caribbean restaurant in Atlanta, and also Zuri Culture, all things Afrocentric. Follow me on Instagram, Fireside ATL and Zuri.culture, and let's connect.
All right, kick it, Miss Anna.
Hey everybody, it's Miss Anna from Miss Anna's Home Decor. You know, I do everything, all things home decor, home decorating, designing, staging, and events. Follow me on social media, Miss Anna's Home Decor, and the website is mahddesignsllc.com, and follow me so we can connect. In Nancy's words.
Kick it, AP.
All right. Hey guys, it's your girl Amber, AP, your fellow podcaster, entrepreneur, and all those things. Hope you enjoy the show.
Y'all already know my crazy self. Oh, I almost cussed, y'all. It's your girl name with Black Fedora. Y'all can find me everything Black Fedora. Oh, and download the app. Yeah, how about that? Download the Black Fedora app. Media mogul, mom, everything in between. And let's go ahead and jump into this topic because this one is gonna be good. All right, so can you have it all? First, let's dissect. Do you want it all? And what does that look like for you? Everybody's all is a different picture. It's a different landscape. It's a different portrait. And I think social media has almost conditioned us into a way of thinking that it's only one way, and it's not. So let's go ahead and dive into this topic and ask ourselves, can we have it all? And do we want it all?
Well, define all. All meaning, like you said, all is different for everyone. So it's all the white picket fence, the husband, the dog, the kids, and your business is all being able to have your business, manage your business, and travel the world for you. All can mean totally different things for totally different people, but all for me doesn't necessarily have to, not that I don't want it to include a spouse, but it can. And not that I don't want it to include travel, but it can. So for me, it can incorporate all of those things in due time. But that's not to say I'm missing anything now. So it's kind of a toss-up in my opinion. All could be all, you know, now that I'm thinking more about it, all for me, I didn't think I would be able to do a lot of things that I've done, writing, acting, decorating. Those are things that were always in my head, but to actually get to live them out, that kind of is my all right now. So everybody's all is up for interpretation, I will say.
Yeah, I agree. I guess you can say society's all, like the family, being married. I don't know if I want all of that right now. Of course, I would like to be in a loving relationship. I don't know about marriage, but I don't want the all that everybody wants, the ring, the marriage, all that come with it. On, I guess, my career side, I can say I want it all. I mean, I would say I don't want the all that they say that they want. I guess, like, as an accountant, you supposed to do your CPA, work for the Big Four, all that. I didn't want all that when I was in college getting my degree in accounting. So I can say I didn't want it all. I went a different route. Yeah, like, it's really up to, it's different alls, I would say. I agree with you, Miss Anna. And yeah, it's like, I don't think I think I'm not the norm for wanting it all, but I want what I want. Like, I know what I want and what I'm trying to accomplish, but it's not the norm to what everybody else is wanting or say that they want. I would say that.
Mhm.
What you think, Nancy?
Just to piggyback on what everybody pretty much said, society has conditioned us to think that all and goals is what we see on social media now. And I just don't think that that's it. It can't be, that these people that we see on social media and idolize them and use them as goals. Every time they post a video or a picture, we use them as goals. We want their life and we want it all. It's like we don't know what happens behind closed doors. So we can't say we want that's the all. And my life is different from yours, even if we live in the same house. If we're sisters, roommate, best friends, and we live in this under the same roof or right next to each other, we still have different lives. We still have different paths. So like your definition of all can be different from mine. For instance, growing up, I was brought up in an African home where all is you go to school, you go to college, you graduate, you get a job, you get married, you have kids, and that's it, nothing else. It can't be any other way. Why should it be that way? It should be what you want, your definition of all, because what makes you happy is not necessarily going to make me happy. Do I want the career of my dreams? Yes. Am I chasing the career of my dreams? Yes. I wanted to be a business mogul. I wanted to do it all, and I'm doing that. Do I want a husband? No.
Could you repeat that part, please, por favor?
Do I want a significant other that, like, someone that I can call my own and be loved and feel loved and also love somebody? Yes. Do I want the kids and all that? Yes. But I want to do it my way, not in a certain order. Like it has to, marriage has to come before kids and kids. I want to do it my way. So can we have it all? Yes. It all depends on what your definition of your all is. But if you start measuring your all to someone else's all, then I don't think that you're going to accomplish the all that you want, because that's not your all. That's someone else's all that you're idolizing and wanting. So you're not getting the all, you're getting someone else's all. So yeah, I think it is possible to have it all as long as you know what your all is.
And I think y'all all, we just keep saying all. I
Yeah.
think everyone said it, because it's a very revolutionary act for you to live life the way you desire, and not yield to your parents, your guardians, or even society for that matter. You have to decide for yourself. Like, okay, yeah, well, this is what I want and this is what I don't want. And if you decide to change your mind halfway through, so what? You change your mind halfway through. Yeah. So like, so why do y'all think that there's this box of what it all entails instead of us thinking for ourselves and honestly going after our own desires. Why is there such a big influence on you gotta have you gotta go to school, get good grades, you gotta graduate from school, then you get married and you buy a house with a white picket fence and you get a dog and then you have kids that are complete angels and you do all those things and you finally made it. That is the American dream. Okay. So like why do we think there's so much influence behind that? Because when you look at adulthood, none of that is real. It's not real.
Not real.
Yeah, that can go so many ways with that. I was gonna say they doing that to control us. That's my first thought. But you can go ahead and go, Ms. Anna.
No, you kind of took the words right out of my mouth. I was gonna say we're being programmed. I was gonna use the word taught, but program comes to my head better.
Mm-hmm.
We're being programmed to want that in that order. It's somewhere along the road. Somebody said, you do this, you do this, you do this, you do this, and you'll be happy. I don't know who that person was. I'd like to meet them to slap them, but in any event, somebody decided there was an order. Like that slap, I challenge you to a duel, pap, pap. Yeah, I want to do that one to that person. Yeah, that one. This order we're supposed to follow. And in the end, like, 1 + 2 + 2, and all of that. And at the end equals happiness. That's what we're told. It's supposed to equal happiness. And like you said, that's not what it turns out to be in the end for everyone. I'm not going to speak for everyone in the world. Some people are happy because that's their version of their all. But to try and make it a universal one size fits all for all of us, that's not happiness at the end for everybody. Some of us, like Nancy said, we're going to do this our way. We're not in your order. We're going to do this in our order, what makes us feel comfortable, not your order. I don't want to, how, what's the wording I'm trying to find? Like a lot of people, a lot of females in particular have been condemned because they've had children outside of marriage. I do believe in having children and being married, being married to in that way. I do believe in that, but I don't want to condemn someone that has not done it that way. You don't know their walk. You don't know what they've gone through. It's not fair to solely say you're out of order because you had the child first and then you got married. That's not fair, because no one person is the same. So to just say you're supposed to follow this order and your life will be hunky-dory, that hasn't been the case for millions of us. So when y'all find that person, let me get my glove ready, fill it with some rocks, pap, pap. I'm ready because I need answers. I got questions and I need answers because it's just not right.
Sorry. So especially for, come on, we're going to go deeper. You know where I'm going to go. For African women, we're not going to use the B word. For African women, why is there such a hard kind of like just a rule book for us?
Well, I think, again, going back to our minds have been conditioned. Our parents' minds were conditioned that way. Their parents' minds were conditioned that way. So it's so hard to change the narratives because, and I'll use my life, for instance. My mom got married at 18. My dad is the only man she knows. She started having kids. My grandmother did the same. Her mother did the same. So it's like you doing something else is like, oh, you're trying to break a cycle. No, 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 it's a taboo. You can't do that. So we've just been conditioned that that's the way it's supposed to be, whether you are happy or not. And I can tell you that my mom was not happy with my dad. My grandmother was not happy with my grandfather. Now, I don't know about my great grandmother because I never got to meet her, but I'm sure she was not happy because, so my father's mother met my grandfather 2 weeks before they got married because they were forced to get married. It was arranged. So she was also trying to arrange her kids' marriage because that's what she was brought up to think, that it was okay to do that. Not somebody that everyone that my dad wanted to marry, she had an issue with. Like, no, I didn't pick that person. I don't know them, but you're not the one marrying them. You're not the one that has to live with them. So it's almost like there's a book written for us and we have to follow the book page by page. And if you don't follow, you can be disowned, shunned on. You're the black sheep of the family, which I was, because I did everything the total opposite that my parents wanted, especially my dad. He wasn't open-minded at all. It had to be, you went to college, you got married, and you had kids. It couldn't be any other way. So yeah, I did go to college like he wanted to, but I did venture out of what I went to school for pharmacy, but I did not a day in the world did I practice any of that. And then I decided, okay, I want to try this restaurant. And he's like, why? After how many years in school, this is what you're going to do. And then when I told him I was pregnant, he's like, oh my God, you're trying to disgrace me. You're embarrassing the family. Like you're trying to rip our family apart. That had nothing to do with you. This is my life. But imagine a parent saying that to you. Psychologically, it could take a toll on you because you're like, oh my God, I'm about to destroy my family. Whether you knew what destroying your family was at the time or not, just someone pounding that into your head. So my younger siblings are probably saying, I don't want to be like her because she destroyed the family, because that's what they're saying, or she did something that she wasn't supposed to do. Most of the time, our parents actually want us to do these things for them, not for us. It's to show up to their friends. Oh, my daughter's getting married. We're planning a wedding. Not because my daughter is happy and I'm happy for my daughter or my son or my kids. It's most of the time it's for them. And so what we have to figure out is how to please ourselves and not be disrespectful to our parents because they find everything disrespectful. But now, of course, they have come around, and my mom especially has come to understand where I was coming from years ago and is still trying to understand, and tells me she wish she did things the way I'm doing things, meaning things her way that made her happy. Not because, she married my dad because he had, what's the word? He had a job that was classified as a high class job. So it made her family look good, not because she was in love with him. So then she tells me I had to learn to love him. I don't want to learn to love someone. And you know what I mean? Of course, I'm not even one to believe in love at first sight, because I do believe that you have to get to know somebody to learn the good and the bad and decide to love them regardless. But at the same time, I don't want it to be conditional. I married him or I'm with him because my family approves. It should be because my heart wants that person. And we should be able to do things our way, because at the end of the day, nobody's wearing that shoe but you. Nobody knows how tight it is or free it is. You should be the one to know what it feels like. Like, these 9-wear shoes are tight. It's hard to break into, or they're comfortable. It shouldn't be, oh, everybody likes that shoe, so I'm gonna put it on.
Amber's face said, period.
Period.
Amber's face said,
I am very for somebody that was born and raised in Ghana, I'm very non-traditional. My family, my friends, everybody tells me all the time. It's just, you put yourself in a bubble, like a tight bubble, when you want to go according to what they want.
Yeah.
and trying to please society, because trying to please society only makes you miserable and makes them happy. Half of the people that come to your wedding don't care about you. They're going to talk about parts of your dress. They're going to talk about the food, the decor. People find, I was at a wedding the other day, and I didn't know nobody at the wedding. I was just a caterer. And one of the tables, literally every time I went to the table, it was all gossip about the bride and the groom, how they look from physical, mental, the decor, everything. And I'm like, wow. You know, so half of the people that come to the wedding don't care. Why should you have a whole big ass wedding with people that are gonna just come, they come for a show to see how big it was, how good it was, what food you serve, how much did your dress cost? No, do it your way.
Oh, go ahead, AP. Sorry.
No, I was like, that is so real. I was like, that's why I'm gonna elope and have a party afterwards.
Yes, and I'm coming to the party.
Yes.
Don't forget about me. I'll catch a flight. Don't forget about me.
Yes, go on
You
a
go
bomb
catch a
ass.
flight? Yeah.
Just
And use that money to
Headline.
do something for yourself.
Right. That is so true. Like just thinking of what you were saying about the marriage part, I was just started to write out my wedding list. Like I'm not in no relationship. I'm not even getting married. But I was like, let me just think about my wedding list, like what it would be. And I started like just typing it out. And I'm like, it's not. I mean, I already know my list could be small, but like actually thinking it out, like the people you invite, that's not like with the mess, with the drama, and just genuinely there for you. Like my list was so small, and I'm just like, this is, that's all I need. Like, I don't need no pressure for anybody. I don't need no opinionated people and stuff like that telling me this how it's supposed to be. This is that. So yeah, I definitely understand. And I was actually gonna take it to the point where like with college, like going to college and getting a degree, I can say during COVID that like when first quarantine happened, it just started making me think like, why the heck did I even go to college for them to, just tell me what I like literally in accounting, we don't even use most of the stuff that we learn. Like we're still using intro to accounting stuff that you teach everybody that's, trying to get through school. And it's had me think like, why do we need a degree? Like we can start our own business. I know some career paths, doctors for sure need their degrees because, we don't want anybody being a doctor. But it just had me thinking, why do we go to school 4 years to pay people to teach us? And we come out of there either in debt, still haven't learned anything from being in school for 4 years. And then we're sitting there trying to figure out, how to get a job. And they're asking for 5 years of experience, but you've been in school for those 4 years. And it's like, why do we even go to school? Like, I literally been questioning myself. Like, I think group of generations, we're the ones that's changing it, where college is an option. It's not, you must go. So I feel like even my brother, he's about to be done with his degree and he's even thought about quitting. And I'm like, if you would have said that maybe when you first started, sure, but you at the end, so you got to finish. But I'm like, at least he has the option to say, I don't have to go to college because my family has these businesses and I can just go work for the family business. It's like changing the narrative, the norm, I would say. Right. And just having that pressure as a Black woman as well. I know why I went to get my degree because that's what they said you're supposed to do, go to school, graduate high school, get your degree, then get your career, then pay off your debt from the career you get and have your family. I was just like, as a Black woman, I know we need education because they already look down on us in general. So when you have a degree, that's kind of you're somebody, you're something. And so I feel like that's what's that book you say about us Black, I say African women, as you say, this book of us being strong or us can weather the storm from anything. And then we're the ones that's going to always be there for everybody, no matter who it is. But it's like, what about us? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What about us? Like, we're tired of taking care of everybody and their mama. Like, even when we're not trying to, we're taking care of everybody. And it's like and it's just genuine come from us. It's genuinely just a natural trait. But it's like, why do we have to do it? You know what I mean? And sometimes you got to learn to say no.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you got to think about your own mental state as well. Because trying to have it all and please everybody else, that would mess with your mental, and especially now when we're still dealing with quarantine and stuff, people still being at home and not have to actually have to sit down and think, all those thoughts they had in their head of like, dang, am I doing this because somebody else is doing it? Am I doing this because somebody else is telling me to do it? What do I want? I think that's what everybody is going through right now, trying to figure out, what do I want? Mm-hmm. And you never had the time to sit down and actually think it all the way through, because either you're too busy at work, busy dealing with family, dealing with some others, dealing with all your businesses. Like, when do you sit down and say, what do I want? And sometimes that's hard for some people. I know it's hard for me, like literally writing down, what do Amber want, and not be able to come up with anything. It's kind of like, it's stuff that I want, but it's stuff I already know I'm accomplished. So it's like, what do I want right now? And sometimes it's hard for people.
Yeah. And you took it exactly where I was going to take it about quarantine, but I'm gonna back up because y'all hit on something. So I like to say my first marriage on purpose, because that was my first marriage. But y'all, I didn't have bridesmaids. I didn't have groomsmen. I didn't have a wedding party. I didn't have none of that, because that wasn't me. It was kind of like, for what? Like, y'all can come. Like, yeah, y'all invited, but that's it. Like, we literally had a guest list of 60 people. It was the closest people in our family. And even some people didn't get invited, because it was just like Nancy said, it's like, why are you throwing this big party, putting yourself into debt to be flashy and show off for what? These people don't even like you. They don't even call you, pick up the phone to check up on you, see how your kids are doing, see what you got going on. The only time they do talk to you is when they want something. So they don't even acknowledge your existence, yet you want to throw at this lavish party to invite them, to impress them, and they're still not going to be impressed. And you're going to be in debt. Nope. So I completely agree with going the other way. It might be a off path way, but I completely agree with it. And there are some things I'm going to do differently when it's time to get married again, moving forward. Like, I probably would do a destination wedding with my closest family and friends. But where I will put the money in is like a bridal shower and stuff like that, because I didn't experience that the first time. So, but the actual ceremony, because at the end of the day, it's just him and I. You can't call none of them folk. No. What they gonna do? They gonna come put the toilet seat down? They gonna come pick up your drawers on the floor? What they gonna do? Huh? They gonna come fix this argument? Are they gonna come pay my bills? No. So don't even overextend myself, past that. So where I was going was, how has quarantine helped us heal and really go within to ask ourselves, what do we want? Like, what do I really want? Because it like with everything being shut down, we was all like, okay, it's me and you. What we doing? you know, and it brings up the things that, you know, didn't serve us in the past, but it brings forth the things that will serve us. So what do y'all think about that? Because I know a lot of people talk bad about quarantine, but that's like one of the best parts about quarantine.
Quarantine was good and bad. Bad in the sense where one of the things that like bothered me was that for kids in general, or some kids, I feel like school was their safe haven because they live at home with abused parents or family members. That was something I didn't like about quarantine, of course, and the fact that it's COVID, people were dying. But I think it gave us a chance to get to know each other, get to reflect on life. And if you didn't have family that you lived with and you even lived alone, it gave you a chance to slow down. Because a lot of us was on the go, 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 go. So it gave us a chance to slow down, even get to know yourself, because you got to spend time with yourself, you know, and just know who's really in your corner and who is not, and who is for you and who's not for you. And so like things like if you were building a wedding list, quarantine gave you time to really know who's should be on that list and who shouldn't. And it was a really difficult time. But I felt like as humans on this earth, we needed that. Because look at us, we're here.
Yes.
And I feel like without quarantine, this wouldn't have been a possibility or even talked about. So it was needed somehow.
I feel like it made people sit down and really, again, like I said, it just made us think, go inside.
Right. Mm-hmm.
It was like, okay, so.
Look at how many marriages ended during quarantine or relationships. Divorce was on a high during quarantine. People realized, I do not like you. Okay, in 60 days, you don't realize you do not like this person you've been married to for 16 years.
Yes.
So it was good and it was bad. And all things we give thanks to God. And not every door that closes is a bad thing. Some doors needed to be closed for new doors, better doors to be open.
Yes.
So.
Yeah. Absolutely. I look at it as it was a complete and total eye opener. It left
the word.
A complete and total eye opener. Everybody's experience was different. Mine was not bad. It made it so you were forced to sit with yourself. Whether you had a spouse, children, you were forced to sit with yourself, to look at yourself, examine yourself. That was God's way of saying, and to piggyback off of what Nancy said, it still bothers me to this day. So many people lost their lives. Don't get me wrong. But that was God's way of saying, listen, all of you, not just us, all of you in the world, sit down. It's time to sit. It's time to think. It's time to pray. It's time to meditate. It's time to get it together. Here's your, for lack of better words, warning. Listen, this is time. It's time now. And I feel that's what the quarantine was for all of us to examine our lives. That's what I took it as, a huge eye opener for what you want for your future, your current, what's happened in the past. It was just a complete eye opener.
Sorry, I was on mute. Do you feel like quarantine was necessary?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And I still don't think it's done its job in terms of having to sit down and examine yourself as us on a whole, I still don't think it's done because of certain things that have happened while on quarantine. As you guys can pick a topic, pick anything going on. It's still not done, in my humble opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
All right. Well, if you can relate to us, or even just chime into the conversation, that'll be great. Comment below our video. And don't forget to find us each on social media, follow us, engage with us. We don't bite, maybe sometimes, depends on the day. And, just return for another episode. But, okay, let me say this correctly. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Yeah.
You got it.
Yep, she got it. She got it.
All right, guys. We'll chat with y'all later. New episode. Bye.
Bye.